Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. It is I, the King, once more to present you today with Grand Theft Auto 3 Part 7. Now today is going to be a shorter video than some of the other ones. I'm going to play just one mission, but before that I'm going to go ahead and showcase all of these 6 rampages at the primary location spawn spots in Portland. So strap back and get ready for a lot of gory fun today as I go through all of the rampages in Portland. Now like I said, these are only the primary spots, so if you do happen to die during one of these, it will respawn at another spot. And then if you die there, it will go back to its original. So it has 2 spawn locations, but these are the primary. Now for this first one, it is in Chinatown, and you have to take out 25 triads with an Uzi. The method I recommend best is what I'm doing right now, is hopping in a car and doing a drive-by, as you only have 120 seconds to go ahead and eliminate these triads, and this is the simplest and most effective way to do it. Now, if the triads are upset at you, it does make it difficult with their delivery trucks trying to ram you, and they do cause quite a bit of damage and can really make it a hard time. So, don't be discouraged if you have to try this a few times to go ahead and kind of get the hang of it. I would also recommend that you have body armor when doing these rampage missions, as it will eat your health up like crazy. But the nice thing is in a lot of the locations there is a health icon you can pick up very close to it. But still, having armor just gives you that extra backup that you will pretty much need. So this is the second one. You have to take out 20 of the triads again, this time with the shotgun. Now you see me jumping around. That is so I can create space between me and them. That way I can aim back and shoot them, because when you have a bigger gun, you cannot run with it. And the aiming system on the PlayStation is a little bit wonky. There are some mods that let you free aim, but you are not really able to do that. So that's why I'm kind of jumping around and getting my look like that, having to adjust my sights looking around. And of course the cops would get called on me at that point, and he would spawn right there. Now don't worry too much about getting the cops called. Now yeah, they will fire upon you and it's going to make life difficult. But once you kill all the people that you need to, it's going to go ahead and the wanted level will go down. Only when it becomes 3 stars is it really a problem, but at 2 they are going to start firing at you, so do be prepared. It's easier to take them out and stop taking damage than let them just run you over like a freight train. Alright, so I only have 2 more and a little bit of time, but they're right there. That's some good money too. If you hop in an ambulance, it gives you 20 health, I believe. Yeah, it gives you 20 health. And then you can go ahead, like I'm going to do right here, and go back to the hospital. That way I can go ahead and get myself the full health. Now granted, I could have went into that other ambulance if it was unlocked and got to 98, but that just picking up the full health makes it easier. If I can learn how to drive, that would be nice too. But yeah, there are 6 total rampages that are in Portland, 20 total in the game. Some easy, some hard. Just kind of a mixed bag of goodies. Now this one is the third one I'm going to do. It's right by Luigi's Club in the alley. You got to murder 30 Diablos in 120 seconds. And it's basically with this like M16 style rifle. I do like the aiming of this. All of them ganging up on me kind of makes it easy for me to take them out. Doing this really isn't that challenging, as they do spawn pretty close to you if you just go away for a short amount of time. And that is on all of the rampages. Even in the one I did with the triads, with the shotgun, they seem to respawn pretty fast. And if the paramedics go ahead and heal those people and you shoot them again, it still does count as another kill, because they're basically resurrected and they're brought back to life. So if you take them out again, it counts as you killing them. But when they do resurrect them, it does not take it away from you. So do use that to your advantage if you need to, which you really shouldn't. Just through running around, you should be able to pick up the amount of people that you do need. And this alley is actually really nice because they'll just spawn back and forth. And $15,000 for that one. So that one was a little bit more, but it was more difficult, more people to take out. So still have 100 health after that. Was able to get that pickup, finish it off, and still have 100. So 3 down, 3 to go. So I'll kind of break it down to you as what I think is the most difficult. That Diablos one, honestly, I think that's one of the easier ones. Same as the shotgun one. That's pretty much one of the easier ones. I have a few harder ones coming up. But the even the drive-by one, I would say, is pretty difficult. Just because there's a lot of times you can easily get taken out by the triads and the vans. It has happened to me many of times, to where I've had to do it multiple times, because when you have 3 of those trucks coming at you, it just makes it extremely difficult, especially when they do not like you. So this one is by Tony. It's right behind him in an alley between those 2 garages, as you saw. And you have to kill 20 of the Mafia members with the AK-47. This one is a little bit, but not too challenging. They don't spawn heavily. At least, as I've been playing it, not to the point where it's that bad. Right here, they got a pretty good spawn. The only thing you got to watch for is reloading your weapon. That seems to get me, at least, is I start firing at people and then I gotta reload, and they've gained quite the ground and they're really close to me. But there is a health pickup here too if you do need it, which helps out immensely. Now I wanted to go and take some of their guns because I didn't know if that medic was to heal them, if they would take them back. Alright, so I'm taking some damage here. I'm going to jump away, that way I can gain some ground on it. I only need 4 more, so that's not bad, but I can go ahead and pick this health up, just so I'm not as stressed on health. Because that is one thing you really have to watch during these. Your health will go down because you are literally massacring people. Granted, it's just like one group of people, but you are massacring them. So you want to make sure that you're stocked, loaded, and ready to go. Ammo's no problem, as whatever weapon you're using is unlimited, but health is not, so that is something that you do have to worry about. So that is 4 of the 6. I have 2 more to go. The easiest way to get to this one is from the hospital going to the car dealership. Is take a right, and it's going to be on the train tracks. So instead of going left to access one of those hidden packages from earlier, you're going to go to the right, and there is going to be right in the middle another Rampage mission. And you have 2 minutes, so 120 seconds, to destroy 10 vehicles with grenades. Now, these are kind of hard to aim. What I'm going to do here, this helps out pretty immensely too. Block that intersection with a car. That way it's not going to move. They're all stuck there. And that way you can just toss some grenades right into it and let it explode, and nobody's going to move. And there is a carryover effect as well. Some of these cars will catch on fire from that initial explosion. And if they do explode from that initial explosion, they still count to your number of vehicles exploded. Even though you don't use 5 grenades to blow up 5 vehicles, that one grenade blew up 5 vehicles, and you still get counted for all of them. Sometimes you get help too, to where those blown up pieces of cars, you will be able to use those to your advantage, as it will block other traffic. So you can go ahead and use that to your advantage and blow those cars up while they're just stopped there. Just basically roll a grenade under their car and run away. Alright, looking kinda grim here, but I need 4 more vehicles. Over here, they easily just have a few, and that was not a good time for that really to blow up. I have 13 health now, still need 3 vehicles. Time's kind of running out. I have at least 2 here, but I need 1 more. Okay, I can't get away. Let's go up here. Alright, good. They're going to stop. And that ends them and their car now. So really running the wire on this one. Get that car and go ahead and get that squad car. Try not to blow myself up either. Now, that is another really hard one. For me, I don't find it that difficult, but I have heard that people do have trouble with that one. Just remember that you do have at least 3 free vehicles. 1 at the hospital, 2 at the police station. And if you block up some cars under that intersection there, you should have some pretty good traffic come through there. Or at least wait until you have about a good 4 cars sitting there. Alright, so I have depleted every single health icon that is at the hospital. So I'm going to have to go ahead and come back to the hideout and get the one that I have there. Because the one that I have saved for last is the absolute hardest for me, at least. I just find it very, very challenging. I'm going to give you a quick brief on it. You have to blow up 13 vehicles, again in 120 seconds, so 2 minutes, using a rocket launcher. Now, it sounds easy enough, but this is one of the most difficult ones, at least for me. Once you start blowing up vehicles, people will start chasing you and trying to punch you, beat you up. Triads have bats, and they'll hit you, which takes more of your health away. And you can't run with this, and you can't switch weapons either. And it's not 10, it's 13, so you got a little bit more to do than you did with the grenades. But I do like to at least have a vehicle so I can get away from the people trying to attack me, and I can go somewhere else. There's usually 2 free cars in this parking lot, if not at least 1. And then you always got to think that if you have brought your car like I did and am driving around in it, that is also a free car. Now you have to be careful too, because if you go to shoot this rocket launcher and somebody's in front of you, you're going to blow yourself up. And that's an easy mission over. And you don't want to do that. So maybe driving around a little bit helps. Sometimes you'll just spot a vehicle, kind of like I did there. I got lucky. There were 2 of them. I still have my vehicle, but I got 5 more to go. I don't really want to blow up my vehicle if I don't have to. Barely shot in between those pedestrians. Was able to clear that up. Get 2 more. I believe. So now I only have 3 left, which makes it a little bit easier. Now I can, okay, so that's my car gone. All I need is one more. There is a van just sitting right there, pretty in my view. And now that I've completed it, I don't have anybody after me, but those civilians are still not happy about what I did. So it's time to get out of here. And that was $30,000, so that was the most out of any of them. Because honestly, that is, I would say that is the hardest on Portland. Is blowing up the 13 vehicles in 2 minutes. That is very challenging. I have failed that many, many times. So many times it is unbelievable. But it was really nice to get it done in one go through and get all of them. I'm glad I could kind of showcase that to you guys, give you all a little bit of tips and advice on it, because they're really not that simple. And I love when people are like, oh, video games are so stupid, they're so easy. They're really not. They're very challenging, and just play that if you don't think so. It'll blow your mind.
Leave us alone for a minute. The Colombian cartel is making spank somewhere in Liberty, but we don't know where. And they seem to know everything we're doing before we do. We got us a rat. There's a guy named Curly Bob, works the bar at Luigi's. He's been throwing more money around than he's earning. He ain't pimping or pushing, so he must be talking. He usually gets a taxi home after work, so follow him. And if he's ratting us out, kill him.
Alright, now this is simple enough. You just got to go ahead and find out if this guy working for the Mafia is a rat or not. And if so, just take him out. Alright, I did not mean to do that. I don't really want to show up with too messed up of a car. I'm kind of just OCD like that. I really like to keep my car nice and clean and drive as clean as I can. And when I can't, honestly, I know y'all like, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but it like really, really bugs me. It bugs the hell out of me. I want to get a new vehicle afterwards, but even this one I can tell is barely damaged in the back, and I'm still not too happy about that. But I do like it. I like the way it drives. It's not too fast, but you really don't need a fast car on this mission, because you're going to end up following a taxi cab. My advice here is stay back, because this guy is very paranoid and can see a long, long ways. And if you spook him too much, which you'll have a meter for it, mission over. If y'all played San Andreas, there's one like that. Once you get to San Fierro, you gotta follow like a train and everything. It's kind of like that. I honestly think the one from San Andreas is worse. Because there's some parts in it where it's like, there's no way he can see me, but he still does. It's like a spidey sense thing, like a criminal sense. But yeah, I'll show you that like later. That's on a way later to do. I am planning on doing the other Grand Theft Autos, but I do want to do this one first. It's going to be 3, Vice City, San Andreas. Sorry, I blinked out for a minute. I wish I could get like the Liberty City stories and the Vice City stories, because those are fun to play as well. But they just don't have them yet. Maybe with the PS5 they might bring them out, which would be really, really cool. But Grand Theft Auto 4 and even 5, just kind of see what it is too. But I'm going to try to kind of play them in order as well. So after this is going to be Vice City, and I am going to try to 100 complete all of them. So do stay tuned. No cheat codes, nothing like that. Just pure gameplay and some tips and hints from me. That way you can come and enjoy the gameplay, as well as maybe learn a thing or two. You know, never know. Or even drop in the comments something that I might not know, and
Mr. Big Mouth himself.
create a community.
You know what goes on here is our little secret, amigo.
No, I wasn't followed. You got my stuff?
Here's your spank, squealer. Now talk.
Okay, so the Leones are fighting wars on two fronts. They're in a turf war with the Triads, with no sign of either side giving up. Meanwhile, Joey Leone has stirred up some bad blood with the Forellis. Every day they're losing men and influence in the city. Salvatore's becoming dangerous and paranoid. He expects everybody and everything.
And with loyalty like yours, what has he possibly got to worry about?
Yeah, no joke. Well, now that we know he's a rat, we gotta smack the rat. Alright, come around this corner. He does have a shotgun, so be wary. Boom, 15 grand right there. I'm gonna go ahead and go back and pick up his shotgun, give myself some more ammo for that. I have not died yet, so I do have quite the plethora of ammo, which is very nice. And while I'm down here, I know that this line runner 18-wheeler is on the list to be delivered, so I'm going to go ahead and deliver that to the chop shop. Kind of get some of these out of the way too. Surprisingly, that vehicle is actually pretty fast. Like, I was not expecting it to have the acceleration that it does, but it's pretty stupid. Like, it's something else. It really is. This mule is also on the vehicle list. It's kind of like the Yankee, just designed differently, but it is on the list as well, so go ahead and take that. So there's a lot of vehicles on the list that are actually right in this dock district, which makes it really nice. But like I said, some of them are on different islands, so you got to travel. This is not something you can complete just on the first island alone. If you have, I'd be interested, like, without cheating. If you have, because I don't think that it can be done. No, yeah, no, it can't be. It's impossible. The only reason I say that is because you have to unlock the second city to get the dodo plane. It's either the second or third. I'm pretty sure it's the second. I might be wrong. I think it's actually the third. Yeah, the third island is the dodo plane. Because it hosts the airport, and there's no other way to get it. Unless somebody magically finds a plane in the first two cities, which I'd be amazed to see. So, got ahead and got a couple of those vehicles and delivered them. Go ahead and see Salvatore.
The cartel has got bottomless funds from pushing that spank crap. If we make an open attack on them, they'll wipe the floor with us. They must be making spank on that big boat that Curly led you to. So we gotta use our heads. Or rather, one head. Your head. I'm asking you to destroy that spank factory as a personal favor to me, Salvatore Leone. If you do this for me, you will be a made man. Anything you want. Go and see 8-Ball. You'll need his expertise to blow up that boat.
Alright, so I can become a made man. All I gotta do is blow up a boat. Does not sound too bad. Now, this mission is actually one very, very difficult mission. One of the most difficult in the game. Once you get to that point, I highly suggest that you go save the game. And in the next video, I'll try to explain to you a little bit. But basically what you're going to have to do is go to 8-Ball. Once you do, you have to give him $100,000 to go ahead and do this mission. And I'm going to get this last package that I've been talking about. Haven't gotten yet. Finally going to get it. Anyways. It's very difficult. And if you save it right before, it can save you a lot of money. Just because you can reload the game. I'm just saying. Because there's a science to doing the mission. If you don't really know what you're doing, it might take you a lot of tries. And if you didn't save it and you don't have any money, definitely do some vigilante missions or do some taxi missions. You know, do some things that will gain you money very fast. You can go back and retry it. I'm really upset at myself that I crashed the car like that close. Well, I'm going to save this car. It's going to be helpful for the next video as well, and show you guys the stunt jumps. But I'm going to go ahead and save the game. It's getting close to the end of the video. I do want to thank you guys for watching. Do go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe as well to keep up with the series. And as always, until next time, peace.